Yeah. All right, so welcome to Steph K Yoga, the flat edition. And tonight we're going to be looking at a 10-minute yoga routine that you could do on a daily basis. It includes some conditioning. But what's nice about this is that you can swap in and out once you actually know the routine, different things. And I've been doing this myself for the last couple of weeks, trying to making a few adjustments to it. But basically, what you're going to see tonight, and the value is really that it's quick, and you'll feel better after it. And that means you can do it in the morning or at night or both. And I think that hopefully you'll like it. So we won't be able to, I won't be able to ask questions after the first round. Uh, so, but hopefully at the end there'll be enough time, and we'll be able to, if there's any questions you have, we'll be able to take them then. So we're going to do this in 2 rounds. The first one will be just really learning the routine. And then the second time will be a little bit closer to being at speed. But there's no rushing in this. There's plenty of time. So first, stand up. And hopefully you'll be able to see me. And from the standing position, so this routine, it starts and it ends with breathing. So just from a nice natural standing, we're just going to breathe for a minute. You can do whatever you want for this particular pranayama. I'm going to suggest you try a 4-5-6 breathing routine, which means inhaling for 4, holding or waiting. Don't hold your breath, but just hover there for 5, and then exhale from your mouth for 6. What's nice about that is that's a total of 15 seconds, right? So you do that 4 times, and that's your first minute. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll just kind of tell you as I go along what I'm doing. You can follow with me or not. That's fine. So here we go. Breathing in. Wait. And out. In. Wait. Out. In. Wait. And out. And last one. In. Wait. And out. So next, bring your hands to heart center. And there are 2 ways to do this. If your shoulders are good, then you can just reach up for a little bit. If your shoulders aren't any good, then you can just stay here and maybe move your shoulders back or whatever is comfortable. So raising the hands to the sky, turning your palms outward maybe, and then in, coming back to heart center. And now tip your chin down, look at your fingers, and start going into a pike position. Turn to the side so you can see it. So you get down to maybe about here, maybe even only about a quarter of the way down. You're looking down at your fingers. And now raise your chest as if your hands are pushing your chest up. This will keep you from bowing like this. So raise your chest up and then lower a little bit more. Raise your chest while you're looking at your hands and lower a little bit more. Pull your abdominals in. Protect your lower back here. Raise your chest and just go down as far as you're comfortable. If you're really flexible, you could go all the way to your knees. If you're like me, this is about as far as I can get, and I'm pretty happy with it. If you're up here at a 45, that's okay too. And for that minute, you just enjoy being here and noticing whether you lower automatically as you relax your legs, your thighs, maybe your feet. Maybe you lean, maybe you go forward on your feet a little bit or back. See what the difference is. Always breathing. And now you can finish with going down into a little waterfall. Bend your knees. Let your palms come to the ground. And reach back into a pike position. So now you're in, not pike, but in basically in a push-up position. So from here, if it's your conditioning day, you just do push-ups, or you just stay in this position. If it's not a conditioning day, then you just move on to the next item. If you want to do some push-ups here, you can come down into your yoga push-up position or stay up, either way. And if you want to go down and do a few, that's fine. I'll do a few. Remember to scrape your elbows. Don't let your elbows fly out. Keep your elbows in. Make sure you exhale on the push. Okay. So we'll stop there. In tabletop, we do our animal series. So this will be cow, cat, horse. I like starting with cow because I like really kind of ending more with a back bend rather than with a outward back bend rather than a inward back bend. So from here, you just go into your cow. And these are nice because you can do these about 15, a count of 15 each. Nice deep breath. And relax from that. And push up into cat. Come back down to neutral. And look over your right shoulder and bring your right hip toward the right shoulder. So squeezing them together. And this is the horse trying to bite his butt on one side. Breathe in, come back to center. Look over the left shoulder, breathe out. Squeezing, compressing, like pinching on your left side together. And come back to neutral. Okay. So now bring your knees forward so that you can come into a mountain pose. And we're going to do the quadricep stretch. So take your hands, take them a little bit behind you, right about to parallel with your feet. And then from here, just rise up with the belly button and really engage your gluteals here. The glutes are really important for protecting your lower back. So this is a great chance to exercise them. And by pushing up with the glutes, sorry, I got a little foot cramp. By pushing up with the glutes, then you're actually allowing the quadriceps to relax. And this one's pretty intense, so you may need, over the course of a minute, to just relax a little bit, and then push up again. And in this position, you can also feel that you're getting a little bit of a pectoral stretch. Okay, and now release from that, come back into the mountain position. So that was mountain bridge. And now come down into your boat pose. This is the other conditioning part of this. You're all familiar with boat pose, just keeping the shins parallel to the floor if you can, knees up. And from here, any of the boat pose exercises you've done, you can do here. And there's nothing wrong with it just being right here and hanging out. Something you might try to get a feel for how your shoulders can stay relaxed here is to put your hands on your thighs. I think you'll find this really works the abs, but it also keeps you from hunching the shoulders. I'm already shaking a little bit. Okay. Now relax from that boat pose. And however you need to do it safely, come on down to the ground, lying on your back. And this is going to be a reclined, twisted pigeon. So we're going to both get our some gluteal muscles stretched and also give a little bit of stretch to our waist and the other parts of the core. So take your right foot, or your right ankle, put it over your, left ankle. Take your left ankle, put it over your right thigh. Reach through and pull towards you. And now start going down in the direction that your foot is pointing. So that's to the right in this case. As you go down, you're going to have to release your left hand, but keep holding on with the right until your foot is all the way to the floor. If you can't do this safely, then just stay in pigeon. So I slowly go down, I'm kind of keeping count. And somewhere around the 25-second mark, the 25 count mark, just bring the legs back up. Maybe pull in just slightly. And then swap. Right ankle over left thigh. Reach through. Pull. Start dropping to the left with control. Release the right arm, take it out beside you. Left foot goes all the way to the floor. And you can complete by looking over the right shoulder. Reclined, twisted pigeon. Full breaths, belly breaths. Okay. And start bringing that leg back up. Reach over as you might need to. Just do all this safely. And put both feet down. And if you have a bolster or a meditation seat, you can use it. You can also just come in back into the mountain pose, and this will raise your hips high enough that you can be comfortable. But I have foot cramps, so I'm going to have to use my bolster. So now we're going to do confused sleepy dog. So confused dog is head tilt to the side, and sleepy dog is chin drop to the 45 degrees. So first, to the left. Drop your ear to the left, confused dog. I think of this might be the most important stretch I do all day. So I make sure to give each side, each quadrant, a full 30 seconds. Okay, rise up. And we'll go to the other side. It doesn't matter what order you do these in. I like to change them up, in fact. Breathe. Rise up. And look to the 45 degrees to the left. Drop your chin down so that you're looking at your thigh. Rise up, come back to center, look to the other 45, and drop your chin down, nice and easy, and breathe. I really recommend when you transition between these neck stretches that you do it really gently. And rise up, come back to center, and we finish with seated breath. So here, once again, you can do whatever pranayama you might like. I'm going to recommend that in this time, you do a listening meditation. So for 1 full minute, listen and pay attention to everything that you hear. But hear it all just as sounds. Sounds are fleeting. So there's a sound now, and then a sound now, and another sound now. So for the next minute, just be here now. And that's the end of the routine. So we took about 20 minutes to learn that. So let's try it again. And this time, I'll just call out the actions. Most of them you're already familiar with. So come back up to standing. I see everyone standing. I can barely see you. You're like postage stamps. Okay. And this will be much closer to a like being strict. When you're doing this yourself, obviously you don't have to be strict. You just do what feels good to you. So here we go, and standing breath. Number 2, pike. So reach overhead, reach high, bring your hands back to heart center, tuck your chin, look down at your hands, and bend at the hips. And remember to lift your chest while still looking down at your hands. Abdominals in, protect your back. And lower down and come into a plank position. And it's your choice here. You could do some push-ups, you can stay in plank, you can bring your knees down. There are plenty of options. Drop your knees down, come into tabletop. And into into cow. So this is number 4, animals. Rise up into cat. Come down, look over the right for right side horse. Back to neutral, look over the left for left side horse. Back to neutral, bring your knees up. Take your hands back and into number 5, mountain bridge. You can, if you want, take your head all the way back. Otherwise, keep it poised I don't recommend keeping at it in line because that's pretty stressful for the neck, but I don't know, maybe that's the right thing for you. And lower down. Take your feet out in front of you and come into boat. This is number 6, boat pose. Nice, smooth breathing. The greater the effort, the smoother the breath. Okay, and make your way down to your back. And this is number 7, reclined twisted pigeon. Right ankle over left thigh, reach through, pull, and take the leg down to the right side of the floor. Raise it back up. And swap. Reach through, pull, and lower. And raise back up. Make your way to either mountain pose or onto your cushion. And this is number 8, confused sleepy dog. Take your ear to the right. Relax. Come back to center. And take your ear to your left. Baruch. Come back to center. And look at the 45 to the right. Drop your chin down. Sleepy dog. Come back up and back to center. To the left at 45 and look down at your thigh. Rise up, come back to center, and breathe. When you become distracted, just notice it and gently bring yourself back to breathing. And that's it. That was about 10 minutes. We're going to do Shavasana in a little bit. But before we do that, I'm going to give you a couple of notes on this routine for if you practice it yourself, and I certainly hope you do, how to treat especially the conditioning part. So conditioning, the muscle strengthening, the push-ups and the boat, you should really only do every other day because it takes about 48 hours for the muscles to recover, especially if you really push them and if you really take them to the point of failure. And that's a great way to gain muscle. And you can easily do that in a minute. So one way to do that is that, like on a Monday, you do both the push-ups and the boat pose, and then Tuesday you don't do either one. And maybe you either shorten the routine or you do a little extra stretching. Or you could alternate days with push-ups and boat pose. That'd be another way to do it. And another nice thing to consider on this is that you can swap in your favorite moves, your favorite poses, or another exercise, however you want. So maybe you're not a fan of mountain bridge and you want to do something else for that. Or today you feel like doing a standing balance for one of those. That's fine. The point here is to have something you can do that doesn't take a half an hour. It's just 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes a day could really pay a lot of benefit to you in the future. I know it has been for me. So with that said, find your way to your favorite Shavasana position. It'd be redundant to say Shavasana pose because asana is pose. And I will wait for you. So let's do an awareness, a warming meditation. If you're reclined, and I expect that probably all of you are, imagine a warm stone. And that warm stone is right about an inch above your belly button. And it's not burning, it's comfortably warm. Just feel that little bit of warmth right there. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. And now imagine that warm stone becomes immaterial and yet still there. Like the spirit of the stone starts to drop down through your skin without hurting you. And it floats down until it's halfway between the top of your belly and your back. Just floating there. And it's still warm. You can feel that warmth in the center of your torso, just radiating out just a little bit, like a small light bulb or a small candle. And now on every breath in, that warmth expands. And when you breathe out, the warmth stays where it was. So you breathe in, and the warmth expands into your body. And when you breathe out, it stays there. And that warmth is moving toward the top and the sides and the bottom of your torso. And as you breathe, it's expanding to the top of your torso, into your chest and into your upper back, and all the way down into your lower belly. And for the next minute or so, just let that continue. Let that warmth expand into your legs and out into your arms and into your head. And when it's filled your whole body, when you breathe in after that, it radiates out beyond your body, as far as you want it to go. Do that on your own for another minute. And keeping that feeling with you, that imagery with you as you move, find your way onto your side and then into a seated position. And thanks for trying out my routine with me. This is a real joy, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well. And I really hope you have a wonderful new year. So, namaste.